One of the best parts of the Touratech Rally is the test rides you get to do. And for the first time in any year I've been here, BMW is here, and you know the first test ride I'm doing is this yellow F900 GS. I'm just gonna say it. This is the first BMW I've ever been seriously interested in. Immediate first impressions when you sit on it. Suspension feels... I can't get the goddamn kicks. Oh, it's all the way up here. Okay, first thing, the suspension's in a weird place, like where the Harley is. Second, the suspension is... honestly, it feels soft. I wonder if it's dynamic and adjustable. I actually don't know that. I did a minimal amount of research. Like, I know this bike only weighs like 480 pounds, which is a huge improvement. I know it's totally redesigned from top to bottom for this year. This is the bike that's supposed to compete with the 890 and the Tenere and the Africa Twin. I got both, balls of both my feet down. I have a 30-inch inseam. Got decent dirt tires on this. I actually don't know if those are the stock tires or not. Looks like Metzler Carews. They might be. Giant display. Like, you immediately notice this giant, I think it's 5.5 inches, so very, very big display. Very clear and easy to read. Looks like it's got built-in cruise control. Let's mess with the menus while we have a chance. Dynamic, Enduro, Enduro Pro. Okay, I like to see that. Kind of sometimes tells you a manufacturer's intention, because like some bikes don't even have an off-road setting. And then people are like, it's meant to be off-road, but if it doesn't have the setting, is it really? There's a lot of buttons. I feel like I'm like piloting the Starship Enterprise right now. That's what you get. This bike is, it's in the mid, what is it, like 16.5, something like that. So again, priced to compete with that 890. It is very light feeling side to side in a way that no BMW I've ever ridden has been. So that's very comfortable. Looks like an adjustable 2-tiered brake lever. I like that. Shifter looks to be adjustable as well. Adjustable suspension, obviously. Let's look in the menu. Oh, look at this. Tire pressure monitoring. It's a good looking bike too. It really is. Ooh. Fancy, fancy exhaust. Love it. All right, riders meeting, then we'll go for a ride. Ooh, ooh. I like the sound. So it does feel like a very straight down reach to the ground, which is comforting, but the passenger foot peg mounts stick out super far, which means if you're dabbing in an emergency and this bike is rolling, you're very likely to take one of those in the back of the leg. I don't like that. I do like the foot pegs. Nice and wide, and I found out these Metzler Carews are one of the stock options on this bike, so that's exciting. All right, we're gonna get out on a short road test, and then the familiar off-road route. If you've ever watched any of my Touratech Rally test ride videos, you'll recognize it because it's the same one every year. Okay, standing position. I like it a lot, actually. So it's my thighs are very locked in on the upper part of the tank. My feet are right underneath me, which I like, and the bars are a very comfortable height already. I like that. And they're rolled back some, so I could roll them forward if I wanted and get a little bit more height, it looks like. Balance-wise, oh yeah. I don't hate it. BMW makes a very nice, well-refined motorcycle. It's the fit and finish always just feels premium. At least, yeah, I don't have a ton of experience, but that's been my impression so far. This thing has 100 horsepower, and that's exciting because that's a good number. It's almost too much, to be honest, but it's a very good round. It's like 102, I think, technically. Okay, so sitting down, I do feel like the bars are pretty far forward. I don't know how this would feel on a long ride. Huh, interesting. But I guess if I have to pick more comfortable on or off-road, I'm always going to pick off and just deal with it on the road. Of course, it's a very fun, smooth, easy to ride bike on the pavement. The windscreen leaves something to be desired. I am right here, so you can't see my hand, but mid-face shield, yeah, I'm sure the wind is getting loud, but mid-face shield is where the buffeting is hitting me. So if you're going to spend a lot of time on the highway, you might want to make some adjustment to that. I don't think it moves up and down. I hadn't actually looked. Again, I don't always know which bikes I'm going to ride, so it's hard to research them ahead of time. You're just going to get the raw first impressions, and if there's something I missed, I know somebody will let us know in the comments. Oh yeah, yeah. It doesn't have that kind of big aircraft carrier ultimate road comfort feel of the big GSs. That shouldn't be surprising. They've really come in and redesigned this bike targeting the midweight ADV bike market. And I'm glad they did that because their previous quote-unquote middleweights were not. really competitive with like the 890 and the Desert X and all of. They were too heavy and clunky. You know, they had all the bells and whistles because it's a BMW, but they didn't really have the off-road chops. Now, everyone that I've seen online that's ridden one of these that knows their off-road stuff has been very impressed with it. So they redesigned it from the top to bottom. The frame is different. They put a new gas tank on it, and it's a very different bike from the old 850. And I think fulfills a different niche than the 1300. It used to be like they kind of did the same thing, just smaller, and now I think this definitely targets a different type of riding, which I like. The seat isn't bad. It's not super wide, but again, you know, it's going to be comfortable. This thing has heated grips. I'm going to go ahead and guess it has a heated seat. I don't actually know. And then the connector here for BMW's fancy navigation setup if you want it. I am pleased that this has decent off-road tires on it, because I don't like going out on off-road bikes on street tires because it's hard to get a real sense of what the hell it does. Big thanks to BMW for the opportunity to do this test ride, and I'd encourage you to come out to Touratech. And one of the best parts of the rally is test rides. I know at least one guy is here doesn't even have a bike with him. He's just doing test rides the whole time. That's all I'm doing today, because I got to do my presentation later today. Oh yeah, she's flickable. I like it. I like it. Flickability is high. Okay, so far this is one of the tamer test rides I've been on. We'll see what happens when we get off the road. But so shifter and brake pedal, adjustable. Brake pedal is two-tiered, so one for standing, one for sitting. Ooh, I gotta get out of this mode. You gotta press it twice, dude. There, now I'm in enduro mode. All right, let's see how it goes. Stop turn signaling, bro. The standing position, yeah, because it's really hard to honestly get your thighs very far forward. Actually encourages you to do the proper technique and keep your ass back and your back straight and lean forward over the bars. It's actually kind of a good little reminder. Oh man, this thing feels so nimble. It feels very light, which is awesome. Pretty stable in this loose gravel stuff. It is hard to get a sense, and I know why they go slow. Like, I get it, because you could have somebody out here who's just got their license, right? But man, it's hard to get an accurate test. This is like an appetizer. It's not really a test ride to like test the true capabilities and limits, which is why this is a test ride and first impressions video and not a review, because I would not review it based on what we're doing here. I think, is the ABS off? Nope, ABS is on, even in enduro mode. Interesting. Yep, it's on the front too, and it kicks it. The front is very aggressive. I didn't even get a single slide on that. Yeah, it's a very stable feeling bike. I like it. Now, I will say this, and again, limited time, so don't come for me or do in the comments, because the engagement is good, but it does feel kind of boring. I'm not sensing a ton of character. Now, I'm going 20 miles an hour, so it could be that the character comes out when you actually get into shenanigans. Sand? Yeah, okay. But it definitely just feels like a motorcycle, and that's like nothing's distinguishing itself to me at this moment. BMW comes with a lot of unique things. I'm not saying they don't have character. I'm just saying at this moment, it's got some zip though. It's got some zip. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not feeling anything that would make me want this over any other model in particular. You know what I'm saying? Like it's doing it. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Ooh, yeah, okay. That soaks up the bumps pretty well. It's definitely super nimble. I'm enjoying that. I'm taking the worst lines possible here. Suspension's doing great. And I mean, they're just potholes, but I was complaining about the ABS and stuff, but there is an Enduro Pro mode where I'm assuming you can turn all that off. So you have choices there. This is just the generic Enduro mode, because I don't have time to go in and mess with all the settings while riding on this very short ride. Yeah, she's definitely peppy. I like the power delivery. I think it's there when you want to spin it. Yeah, like enough to definitely pop up over whatever obstacle suddenly appears in your path. Yeah, I don't like the seating position as much. Standing up is great. Seated, I really feel like, and again, it's a function of where the bars are, I guess, but they're actually swept back pretty far. I'm definitely leaned forward more than upright. Could be my short little baby arms, I don't know. But it's an interesting seated position, and I can't get any farther forward, so it's not just bad technique on my part this time, I assume. Ooh, it is nice to slide around the corner though. Give it a little goosey goose. I like that. Yeah. Oh, and it comes right back in. That's comforting. Confidence inspiring. And this is the first BMW I've ever been like, I could actually see myself owning that. And not because they make bad bikes, but because they make bikes that They don't make bikes that do what I want to do personally, because I'm not a world traveler. I'm not looking to ride across the country. I'll do I'll ride a reasonable amount of time to get to somewhere cool to ride off-road. So I don't need all the extra road comforts of, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take back the characterless statement, I think. It's got a little, she's like, oh yeah, how about this? Yeah, that's fun. It's a fun bike for sure. Good pickup, good speed. Like a nice acceleration, usable power. It's not overwhelming either. That's a nice thing. It's not like, yeah, comes on well, easy to control. I like that. Yeah, I could see doing dumb things on this bike. It doesn't feel like a big ass adventure bike, which I know that it's a middleweight, and some middleweights do though. Some middleweights are just like, this is like a huge behemoth. No, and not in the way that even the old GSs did. So kudos to BMW, because they've really listened to the market and delivered a bike that hits the niche that a lot of people are looking to fill. And they did that by really changing some of their fundamental design philosophies over the last few years. So good for them for being dynamic and willing to adapt to a changing market. It's a bike that if I was out there looking to spend the amount that it costs, like if I was looking at 890s and the Desert X and the Tiger 900, this bike would be right there in the conversation. I'm not a BMW guy, never have been. I've never seriously considered owning one, but this is one that I would take a hard look at were I out there trying to spend that mid-teens money on a middleweight adventure bike. Like when I bought my Norden, if this bike had existed, I would have considered it. I don't think it's really the market for my audience for long term, so I'm not going to go out of my way to buy bikes that are that expensive necessarily, but I would be interested in considering it if I ever changed that opinion or was in the market. So I guess that's a nice compliment to this bike. I think it looks cool. It's weird because this yellow green is like ugly as shit, but also I really like it. So I don't know. I don't usually like this color, but something about this one, it draws the eye in a way that I enjoy. There's nothing I don't like about the riding experience except kind of the seated position, and even then it's just something you'd get used to. Enduro mode is letting me spin the rear when I want to, which is good. I hate when traction control kicks in. Like an intuitive off-road mode knows that you sometimes are doing that on purpose, and it will just stop you from going too far, which is what it feels like this is doing, because I can definitely feel it kicking in, yeah, like that, like as the ass starts to slide. It definitely is like a little tap back. I think it's more aggressive even than my KTM's side-to-side control is. So it's intuitive and nice and fun, which is great. Yeah, just like that, which is a great way to like level up your riding. It'll make you more capable. I'm just worried that stuff makes you overconfident, and then you get on a bike without it and you get yourself in trouble. Yeah, my hand is what was that? My hand, Bobby Brady. My hand is like actually like I can feel the tingles in my hands like from holding them out this far, this long. Interesting. Ooh, it sounds good. It's got that Akropovic. I can't ever say that right. Akropovic. It's Czechoslovakian or something. Exhaust on it, stock. Nice little series of potholes here. Good little suspension test. Call those forest whoops. There's some bigger ones. Oh man, it eats it up. It eats it up. I like it. It's fun to chase the worst line you can find. It's not bottoming or feeling like it's excessively compressing, and I am obviously an above average rider in terms of weight, so that's good to feel. Got a lot of give, but it seems pretty progressive. A little faster now. Remote key not, oh, fell off. I don't want to turn it off. My key fell off. I just noticed that.
It's under the seat probably. It just says that sometimes.
It was here when we left. I'm 90% sure. Sorry. I didn't think I was hitting the bumps that hard. Well, my key fell off the little fob here, so that's a big problem I'm making for them, and now we are definitely he even made a joke about not losing the keys, and I was like, I'm not gonna lose the key because I didn't put it in my pocket, but it was on this little fobby thingy, and I guess I got a little aggressive on the potholes and now it's gone. But sorry about that. That was so not intentional. I didn't even know honestly that was possible. But hey, here's a good test of the safety features, because if you lose your key, it at least doesn't leave you stranded, which is nice. What does a BMW key run? Probably like 600 bucks. Anyway, surprise twist ending to the test ride today. My bad. My apologies. Do you want to swap so it'll tell you when you're close?
It's all good.
Okay. All right, good luck. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun street bike. That's the other thing. Capable off-road bike, fun street bike. If you lean forward when you're sitting down, the arms are in a fine position, I feel like, but which is, you know, what you're supposed to do. But when we're riding for long periods of time, we tend to relax and sit up and do all that. Yeah. I have attempted to do everything I can to help with the situation. Seems like they want to handle it themselves, so I'm going to let them do that. I'm sure they have contingencies for things like this. But anyway, once again, I am that guy on the test ride. So, all in all, final sort of thoughts on the test ride of the 900 GS, aside from losing the key fob, which is fun. It seems like a very fun, very playful off-road motorcycle that's going to be plenty capable for your road stuff. It's just right there. It's all the things I say about the 900 Tiger and 890, and it's got, you know, all the bells and whistles, the suite of electronics, all the BMW Pros and all the BMW Cons. So the kind of bike that can last you forever if you keep up on the maintenance. As far as I know, I mean, again, I don't have one, but fun bike to ride. Definitely worth considering if you're looking for that sort of luxury middleweight adventure bike. And because they're all around the same price. It's a fun bike. I had a good time on it. I would like to get out and do more off-road, but of course that's not going to be possible here. So this is the test ride. So thank you for watching. And if you're interested in more dual sport and adventure bike stuff, test rides, shenanigans, reviews, please consider subscribing to the channel, because I'm the Dork on the road and I want to be your internet riding buddy, and I'm better than your regular riding buddies because I come with a mute button. Also, if you got something out of the video, or if you want to help BMW find the key fob, I know it doesn't make sense when I say this out loud, but trust me, it helps. If you hit the like button, it actually increases their likelihood, you see it, of finding the key fob when they go back out to look for it. So if you want to help BMW find the key fob, please hit the like button. That also really helps the video be more visible and, you know, makes the channel successful and growing, which I appreciate. The best job in the world, and it's all thanks to you guys. But for now, and as always, I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!
You want me to leave it running?
No.
Alright.
That ain't gonna turn off.
Moment of truth. Sorry guys. I hope you find it.